Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to a some assemblage required video combined with Scraptember. And today's Scraptember uh, prompt is sketch number 2, I think. And I'm pretty sure I'm using the wrong sketch, but I think you could pretty much use any and it would be okay. So that was a picture of the sketch that I'm using. It is one from the Scraptember, from the Scrappy sisters, who put on Scraptember along with Laura Alberts. And I am doing some mixed media for one of my little torn edges. It looks like there's some torn layers there. And so I took this white piece of paper and I'm using it. It's just a piece of scrap paper, but I'm going to use it as my torn edge. I am using this stencil from Some Assemblage Required. It was in the monthly embellishment box, I believe, for August. I will put links down below for these items that I am using so that you can pick those up if that's something that you're interested in. The color of red that I'm using there is Lumberjack Plaid from Ranger, and it's the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide ink. I really like that red. It's kind of like a true red, but with a little bit of a blue undertone. And then the blue that I'm using here is Stormy Sky, which kind of has a little bit of a gray blue, and I really like that as well. I did take my stencil and I flipped it over to pick up the red that was sprayed onto it, and I am doing that twice. So the red that's sprayed up at the top and the red that I sprayed at the bottom is getting transferred over to that center area. And there's my two inks that I decided to use so that you can see those and get a visual on them. I really like the two colors together. I'm going with a patriotic type theme here. I am using this wood veneer from Some Assemblage Required as well. It's got this nice American or U.S. outline of wood, and I love that it's got these little floral accents on it. It's really pretty, kind of softens it up and just gives it a really neat design to it. And the stars have that as well. It comes with the 3 stars with the U.S. cutout, and I think that looks really cool. So I just ripped off the edges of the paper that I sprayed so that it had a nice edge, has a nice edge on it. It's still torn, but it doesn't have those jagged protrusions coming out from where it had been cut into. Now my 3 photos here are at Cub Scout Camp circa 2007. I'm still working through this little batch here, and they are doing a flag retirement ceremony, and I wanted to go ahead and document that. I think it was really a beautiful ceremony that they did, very patriotic, and really, I actually was kind of like a tearjerker actually, because they end up retiring a lot of flags at one time. They don't just like all get thrown in one pile. They do each flag individually, but the entire time that they are retiring these flags, there's a recording that is being played that is, I think, the history of the flag, but it's told as from the flag's perspective. And I don't know, it was just a huge tearjerker. And look, it's going to make me get choked up right now. So I'm going to stop talking about it. I don't know the name of the recording or who did it, but it was really cool. So anyway, wanted to make sure I got that documented. And now I'm going to go ahead and take some of the same inks that I used to spray on the white paper, and I'm going to make some stripes down the opposite side. I'm also using a little bit of white Dilutions paint and making my white stripe because obviously I didn't spray any white on the white paper, and so I needed to fill that to create some white on the opposite side. I needed to use some paint or something to that effect. So in this case, I did choose to use the paint. I probably could have used some media gloss from Dina Wakley or something to that effect, but the paint was quick and easy to work with, and I also know that it is truly going to be opaque and show up on top of that craft cardstock. I figured that would be the quickest and easiest way to get the effect that I wanted. Now I'm pulling out some more products from Some Assemblage Required. These are some patriotic words, and I don't know the name of them, of the actual package, but I will put those down in the link as well. So these ones say country, liberty, and freedom, and they actually came out of 2 separate packages. The country and freedom came out of one, and then liberty came out of another one. Liberty also came with some other words that I've already used, and so you'll have several options if that's something that you're interested in. There are, I think, 3 other words with liberty. I think one is patriotism, celebrate, and I can't remember. So my apologies that I can't remember. Now I'm going to go ahead and splatter some things over on that right hand side there. I splattered more of that same lumberjack plaid red ink, and then some stormy sky ink, and then I did sprinkle some white media gloss over there because I figured that was probably the easiest thing to sprinkle. I could have probably put a little water in my white acrylic paint and then sprinkled that, but I already had the media gloss available. So 2 different products there that I'm using, the Dilutions paint and then for the stripe, and then the media gloss for the sprinkling, and I think it works fine. The media gloss is opaque as well, and it dries more on top of the paper because it is an acrylic spray rather than an ink, so it doesn't really soak in, and so it does stay pretty opaque. So now I'm just trying to figure out where I want all of my words. I decide to switch where I had the stars versus the outline of the United States, and I did that because I kind of wanted to create a little visual triangle around the words by using those stars to frame as kind of a framework. And then it also brought in those stripes all the way on the right hand side by placing one of the stars over there. I'm just using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to adhere everything down, and then I'm going to fill in these stars with the stars that were cut out of the center of them, and I'm going to kind of mix them up a little bit and put some of the red ones in with the white just to kind of make it a little bit different rather than just doing white with white and red with red. And I really like the way that it ends up looking. I think it looks really good, and I'm pretty happy with that. I am going to do journaling on this one, and I might actually even have that in the close-ups. I don't always show my journaling, especially when there's kids involved, and they're not my kids. Out of respect for privacy, I just don't usually put the journaling in my video. And also, it's not very exciting to watch me sit there and write, but I also don't put it in the close-ups. So I think in this case, I might have, these photos are from 2007. I'm not talking about any of the people in the photos. And so it's definitely possible that they're in the close-up. So you'll have to take a look for that. I did find some words, some little word phrases that I thought worked really well. Those are from the Tim Holtz Clippings sticker book. And the ones that I chose to use when they're all put together, they say, "In memory of the most beautiful thing, in an unfamiliar silent place, my heart is full." I thought that worked well if you read it all together. I apologize for the background noise. My dog is going a little bit nuts. But anyway, that is it, you guys. There you get to see the journaling that I have included. And thank you so much for spending time with me today. Check out the playlist down below for all of the people playing along with Scraptember. And I will be back again on Friday with another video for you. See you then. Bye-bye.